legitimate right-winger.
Look, there's different ways to look at the data, but the big picture here is women do earn less in America because they choose to. They would rather go to their daughter's piano recital than stay all night at work working on a proposal.
What?
So they end up earning less. They're less ambitious, and I think this is sort of God's way. This is nature's way of saying women should be at home with the kids. They're happier there.
I hope that your viewers do not take you, sir, seriously.
There's a great book you should read. It's called Why Men Earn More, and it's all about women choosing to put family over work, and that's why they earn less.
Having a choice does not mean that you're less ambitious, and your comments are absolutely deplorable. Sean, I would like
less ambitious in the workforce.
I would like you to address it. You're a father. You have a daughter.
Heroes. If you were a real feminist, you would support housewives and see them as the heroes and women who work wasting their time.
You said that women are less ambitious.
Women are less ambitious.
You have also said that women are better suited in the home.
Yes,
You've also said that, let's see, that women are emotional and women shouldn't run for public office. All of these things that just
I never said women shouldn't run for public office.
Yes, you have. You've said that
If we're talking about 50% of the population, generally out of this 250 million people or 150 million people, most women are happier at home. They are pretending that they like working, and they're not making money because they don't stay all night at the office. They don't go the extra mile. They don't work all weekend. You're making a mistake. You would be much happier at home with a husband and children.
Oh, boy. Oh,
I mean, I'm literally shaking.
You just said you're single. You don't have a boyfriend. You're what?
That's
you're celibate?
my choice.
Yeah, look, you're miserable. You would be so much happier with kids around you tonight. Imagine coming home. Mommy's home.
You know what, Gavin? You're not funny. You're not what you do not do anything.
I'm trying to make you happy.
You do not do anything for the better. Sean, this isn't funny.
Feminism has made women miserable. Women were much happier when housewives were glorified.
Guess what? I had a choice to be married, and I chose not to. I have a choice to have kids.
You made a mistake.
We'll give you the last word. Go ahead.
I think that your guest here is doing a disservice to all of the viewers and doing a disservice to America by saying that women, that I need to be married, that I would be happier at home. That you're, what, miserably married? Just because just having a ring on...
I'm trying to share my joy. You should see my little 2-year-old.
Not everybody has the same life pattern as you,
I know,
okay?
it's the fall
and not
of
everybody wants to marry somebody in a bootleg seersucker suit and go home to that. I don't want to go home to that.
You don't have to go home to me. Go home to a hunk. Oh, gosh.
Jesus. This is absolutely disgusting. And, Sean, you should actually speak up for the viewers today and let them know that your daughter should have a choice.
I think women do have a choice. Absolutely, of course.
No one's saying that women shouldn't have a choice.
Right, when we come back, we need your help. Our question of the day is straight ahead, and I'm sure this will continue.
There's a reason that women live longer, Mark. Let me tell you. It is because we are stronger and we are happier at the end of the day than most men. And that is factual, and you know it.
When men are married to women who scream like you, they just want to die sooner.
I'm not screaming.
When you have you're the same one who bragged that she's so strong and so tough and doesn't need a man's money, yet you're taking alimony.
I have 3 children.
Okay, Mark.
You know what?
So, but you don't need a man's money.
All right, but that's it.
Mark Rudolph says he hears whining at home for free, so why pay for it at the theater?
Paying to hear women whine is as dumb as paying for cobwebs. If you just sit at home, you can get both for free.
Do they whine? I'm asking, do they whine?
No, they chat. They talk
Mark
about
says
things.
they whine. Why do you say they whine, Mark, if you've never watched?
Exactly.
Lisa's a lawyer. She's whining right now. Neil, would you pay to hear that?
The only one whining here, Mark, is you.
My voice isn't going up 10 octaves. Neil, would you pay to hear that?
Now stop it.
Wait a second.
No, Mark.
This movie shows women at their worst. They're conniving, they're manipulative, they're miserable, they're complaining all the time. Who wants to pay to see that?
Mark,
I mean, come on. Any man who allows himself to get dragged to this movie, the title of his life should be Sex Out of Pity.
Oh, sorry. First of all,
that's not necessary.
First of all,
and let's not forget the National Organization of Whiners. And if you go to the NOW website, you can see they excoriate Sarah Palin. And what mistakes did Sarah Palin make? She loves her husband, a no-no with feminists, and she hates abortion. The fact of the matter is, feminism is sexism. The reason I like Sarah Palin is because she's achieved something without blaming men for anything, without whining, without complaining. That's why the feminists don't like her.
Mark, there are still people in the world who are uncomfortable with the
Marriage is sickening. A bad marriage leads to bad health, and most marriages are unhappy and therefore unhealthy. Let's look at the facts. 50% divorce rate. We have more than 60% of women cheating on their husbands. More than 80% of women say in an AOL poll that if they were to marry their husbands again, they wouldn't do it. Either they wouldn't do it or they probably wouldn't do it. So if we just look at the state of marriage, it gives you an ulcer. Marriage is to health what the lottery ticket is to wealth. And every day a husband wakes up, he scratches his ticket and he says, lost again.
I don't think
Man.
Women are untruthful, they're unfaithful, and they're unabashedly mercenary. The gynojudicial system allows them to commit paternity fraud, and that's exactly what's going on here, as Dan Springer said. You know, they just did a study in New Hampshire. They found 30% of men paying child support were not the biological fathers. And a recent study in Australia of 6,000 DNA tests showed that 25% of the women were lying. So this is an anti-extortion kit that men need. The fact of the matter is the DNA test helps the man because the man wants to know that he's not one of these defrauded guys. And the fact of the matter is women are having, 40% of children are being born out of wedlock today, and they're accusing men left and right. You're the father, you're the father. If women don't know who the father is, that means that they're sluts, and that's what's happening today.
all right, look, Mark.
If the courts would say, if you're an unwed mother, no welfare, no child support, guess how many women would have babies out of wedlock? 0.
Oh, imagine, Mark, for just imagine, for one horrific split second that we were married. Wouldn't you want to be doing some chores to make me happy, Mark, just because you liked me and wanted to make me happy, Mark?
First of all, Lisi Poo, I don't know if it's possible to make you happy. A couple of segments ago, you asked me to imagine being married to you. And ever since then, I've been hooked on Tums. So I think that's really where the sickness came in.
Hello Kitty is saying hello to boys. The Japanese company behind that cute little pink and white cat was now going to market a version for boys. Mark Rudolph says this proves manhood is under attack, but attorney Jennifer Brandt says, lighten up. It's just a little cartoon cat. So Mark, it is. It's a cute little cat. What has you so hot and bothered?
It's part of a growing trend to feminize boys and trivialize fathers. No real man wants to see his son walking around with Hello Kitty on his shirt. I mean, come on, this is ridiculous. This is proof that fathers, no longer have any control over their sons. And when you have a 50% divorce rate and a 40% out-of-wedlock birth rate, what do you expect? Boys,
Mark, it
they
sounds
would
like you had a
reject this
problem
stuff.
with your mom. What's going on here?
I don't have any problems with my mom. I have a problem with you, Jennifer.
Oh, and we unfortunately just lost Jennifer. So Mark, you do get the
Well, that's
last.
what happens when you make a ridiculous point.
All right, I can't argue with it. You might.
Well, I did not know this, but men are feeling feminized, undervalued, frustrated. A brand new survey showing more than half of the guys out there say that women are making the rules. They just got to follow them. My next guest says that has got to change.
Look, men kowtow to women all the time. We saw this on Valentine's Day. I told men to boycott Valentine's Day. Most men are too chicken to do it. Here's the problem. Men are Rambo when the topic is Osama bin Laden, but Bambi when the topic is women. Men need to grow a pair, become a man, get over it, and stop kowtowing to women.
If
Every room you're going to enter?
You men are such babies. You can't live under anybody else's rules. If you're buying into quote-unquote women's rules, whatever that means, Mark.
The Minnesota Department of Human Rights has declared Ladies' Night promotions at bars against the law, calling it gender discrimination. But if a private business wants to attract clientele, shouldn't they be allowed to offer them discounts?
We're still only being paid 77 cents on the dollar. So if we get a little bit of a luxury of a girls' night out where we don't spend quite as much, come on.
All right, now, Mark, how do you argue with those points?
Oh, you can't argue with those points because they're totally fallacious. So let's stick to the facts.
The Human Rights Board of Minnesota is wasting their time on Ladies' Night. Why don't they go and check out hairdressers that charge women 2 or 3 times as much to get their hair cut?
When your hair is as short as mine, you can pay what I pay for a haircut. This is a totally bogus, fallacious argument.
True.
Women are not entitled to have anything for free, Lise. Get over it. Women are not entitled to free drinks
guys. Lisa and
or
Mark,
free
thanks
anything.
very much.
Today's American man is built like a Ken doll, smooth between the legs. It all comes down to tears, tantrums, and sex. He'll do anything to avoid her tears and tantrums and anything to get sex. So now he's living in a gynocracy, and that's basically it in a nutless shell.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
I can't believe it.
Well, good thing we kind of had the whole, you know, nipple ring thing going, so we kind of set the stage.
Theme.
All right, so we got a theme.
So this is going to be a serious video. This should be an eye-opener for you married women out there, specifically between the ages of 18, God forbid, up to 30. That's the age that seems to be the most disrespectful. That seems to be the age where it's like women empowerment. Like, do you not get it? Do you not understand what being a woman is? What being married is? Let me help you. Being respectful, it really isn't that hard. All you have to do is... Can
I take a shower?
Watch. Here's a prime example. Why, of course you could take a shower, honey. You look like you could use one. I'll leave. Wow. Would you look at that? Now I'm in the kitchen where I belong. Just kidding. But you know what? There's nothing wrong with cooking for your husband. There's nothing wrong for cooking for your family. Is it a pride thing? You don't want to be stereotyped? Women are always in the kitchen. We're in the kitchen because we're good at cooking. Oh, you mad about that? Your husband can learn how to cook his own damn food? Then how about you go change the oil in your car? It's about that time. Many of you freaking twiddle dicks are so caught up in being independent. Well, let me inform you, when you get married, you are no longer independent. It's a partnership, a team effort. Like, hey, I like you. That's why I decided to spend the rest of my life with you. But oh wait, you can always get a divorce. That's why divorce rates have gone up, because they've become so common and the norm is so accepted by society. People don't work at their marriage anymore. They freaking dispose of them, disrespect their husband, and then the woman moves on. That's why women move on so easily. We're easily swooned by men. Men, they're not very easily swooned by a woman. It takes a lot for them to be like, okay, I'll settle down. So quit being an ungrateful, disrespectful little twat waffle. Right now, if your attitude's like, but guys cheat, but guys do this, we're not talking about them right now, you dumb bitch. We're talking about you. Wait, I think I know what it is. You're pretty, so a bunch of people like tell your husband, damn, dude, lucky man. He's a lucky man. No, he's not. They don't have to go home with you. All they see is the pretty face, but you kind of got to be pretty on the inside, too, and you look like shit. And behind closed doors, just ask yourself this. If people were to see how I really treat my husband at home, would I want them to see that? Probably not. You're a bitch. You got a problem cleaning the house? Okay, well then, you know that furniture set you bought online? You just had to have? Alright, I'm gonna need you to take the truck and go load that shit up. Your husband doesn't have to do it. You don't clean the fucking house. You have a problem with respecting authority? Well, guess what? Your husband's not authority. He's an equal part, so stop treating him like authority. Maybe you'll stop rebelling. Just came to check the mail and it looks like it's already gone. That's my job, but my husband did it for me. Thanks, babe. Wanna be happy? Stop being miserable. Want to stop being miserable? Start being happy. How do you be happy? You stop being a...
MTV News asked us to explain why there isn't a Men's History Month.
Well, imagine my shock. MTV is using International Women's Day and Women's History Month as an excuse to shit on men.
Because if there's one thing important to do during Women's History Month, it's talk about men.
Because we've just got it so damn good. 5 times the suicide rate, 11 times the workplace death rate, 3 times the homelessness rate, 99.9% of combat deaths, all while being lectured that masculinity is something to be ashamed of.
Gentlemen, we think you're great.
Wait, did you just collectively pat men on the head like a dog? Because there's no better way to promote equality and anti-sexism by implying that an entire gender needs to be pacified like an animal.
Women's History Month isn't about taking away anything from men, okay? I wouldn't dream of it.
Right, so you just symbolically chopped a penis in half. Because depicting genital mutilation doesn't make you look like a stereotypically crazed, unhinged feminist at all. No!
Institutionalized sexism that prevents us from achieving or even earning the same amount as a man.
Yeah, I don't think you got the memo. The gender pay gap is a myth. It doesn't account for men working longer hours or in higher paid professions. Get it, herp derps?
It's like we celebrate so many dudes that we're running out of dudes to celebrate.
Say the same people who celebrated giving a man the Woman of the Year award.
Meanwhile, people probably can't name the 3 women that started Black Lives Matter,
which is one of the most important movements of our lifetime.
I can name them. I can also tell you a little bit about them. Their ideological inspiration was Assata Shakur, a convicted cop killer who is on the FBI's most wanted terrorist list. Yay! What a huge achievement for women!
To be honest, I'm having trouble understanding why anyone would want a Men's History Month.
Right, because it's not like men discovered or invented the steam engine, the car, the light bulb, penicillin, or the origin of the species. So there you have it, Women's History Month and International Women's Day. Another chance for feminists to hate on men, whine about complete non-issues.
I'm triggered.
Because when I put on the quote-unquote empowering metallic bikini of your favorite video game character and walk the convention floor, men touch me without asking.
Oh yeah, fucking right. No one wants to touch you. You look like a mole rat from Fallout 3.